Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. So, in light of the recent news of what happened with DMX, I thought I would do a short video, little presentation on these same types of incidents that have occurred in the past with artists. Okay, so here you have Whitney Houston, right? Allegedly, this played a part in her death. Use of cocaine. Okay, pretty famous artist. She was in the movies, well liked, well loved, but people knew that they both had issues with drugs, and yet here she is, cocaine use and also accidental drowning. Right? Sad because it seems that her daughter repeated the pattern. Okay. Next up, we have another famous artist, Prince. You know, one of the best to have done it in his time. But what's this? Accidental fentanyl overdose. All right, now I was on fentanyl for a while, and I'll tell you that even the physicians that I told that I was on fentanyl, they told me, wow, that's heavy duty, man. Be careful with that stuff. Okay? Even physicians told me to be careful with it, but it was prescribed by my pain management physician. I was in a car accident and I was on it for quite a while. So thank God I made it out, alive. Next, we have Michael Jackson. Okay, his death was ruled a homicide, but what did he die from? Okay, acute propofol and benzodiazepine intoxication. That's what he died from. Okay, drugs again. Next up, we have Jimi Hendrix. You know, one of the meanest guitar players that ever graced the face of this earth. Died of asphyxia while intoxicated with barbiturates. Okay, he's 27 at the time. All right, and of course he joined the 27 Club with very famous druggies. Okay, Amy Winehouse, Jim Morrison, The Doors. Okay, so we have this pattern, very troubling pattern of artists, people at the height of their careers, the height of fame, fortune, notoriety. Okay, and they're abusing drugs and going to albeit early grave due to it. Even James Brown. We heard of the stories from Charlie Murphy about his drug abuse, and cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's where that comes from. There he goes, heart failure, December 25th, 2006. So there's this very common theme among artists. They're using drugs, they're abusing drugs, and these people are wealthy, they have money, and the people around them are not even getting in the air and saying, listen, man, you need to go to rehab, you need to come off that stuff, don't do it. But it even goes further than that. I just saw this story. If you look at it, this is from 7 hours ago. CPS en route. Little girl high as F after eating some edibles. Okay, and that's from this brother's channel right here. And he goes on to state that in the video, there's actually adults egging this little child on to eat this edible. And basically encourage her to eat it. Now, what kind of parenting is that? Or where are the parents? This is a toddler. This is a little kid. Why would you encourage a little kid to do drugs? Now, all you have to do is a search. You could do it on Google, you could do it on YouTube. You will find that this is not a one off. There's several parents that have allowed their kids to get intoxicated with liquor, with marijuana, edibles, letting them do drugs. And we're talking about toddlers. We're not talking about parents with adult children, you know, that probably are trying, something for the first time and, they want parental supervision. Okay, if you're an adult and you want to try something out and have your parents supervise you, no problem. But why encourage a little child, a baby, basically, to do this? Why? This is just pure madness. This is pure madness. You know what I mean? Who in their right mind would actually do that? But as a person that was in a car accident, as I said, I myself was on fentanyl and I was on a cornucopia, really, of other drugs. I have probably 1 to 5%, about that amount of the bottles left. Obviously, I don't have the boxes for the fentanyl. I was on fentanyl as well. But this represents a small portion of what I was taking, a very small portion. That's why I say 1 to 5%. I threw away most of them. Okay? So the pharmaceutical industry themselves are willing and very able, as long as you have your insurance coverage, to give you as much of these drugs as you want. And I was on everything: fentanyl, cyclobenzaprine, gabapentin, meloxicam, Percocets, Roxicets, you name it. If it was for pain, muscular or nerve pain, I was taking it. And this little joint right here, that little green bag, that is probably the most expensive drug. It's about $200 a gram. I won't tell you what's in it, but that's about the price. $200 a gram for this right here. Okay, so we have this very recurring theme, and from here you could see, you have parents encouraging their kids to get into drugs, and I think it's extremely sad. And considering what just happened with DMX right now, I think it's a cautionary tale that people take note of these things. And if you know somebody who is encouraging their child to practice taking drugs while they're taking drugs or whatever they're doing in the home, I think it would behoove you as a friend to stop that, and if they're not going to stop, then you have to leave their presence, because you don't want to have a part in it. You don't want to have a part in it, and you don't want to encourage it or seem like you're down with it. All right, if they're starting them off at this age as, toddlers, then what do you expect when these kids grow up? All right, you have them practicing taking drugs from an early age. It's not going to lead anywhere good. You're stopping their brain from developing. I mean, what person in the hood where you live that has their own grow? And I say grow, you know what I mean. Are they growing their own stash? Okay? And here's the story right here. All right? Rapper DMX has overdosed, conflicting reports on his condition. All right? So it's a sad situation